I pity those who see this and actually believe this. I pity those who actually think that this is right. Hey guys, it's SP1K3 here. With SP1K3 Speaks. Yeah. And I just wanted to talk about this because this is ridiculous, and I've been wanting to talk about this. This isn't as directly based around this video. It's just the video I'm responding to. But I just wanted to say, evangelism needs to stop. Okay? This video will, it has, nice music and, a message, but it really doesn't give you the information. Every time they say this is the truth, this Bible is the truth, I fully believe the Bible, it's because the Bible tells me so. And you call it faith, you call it what you will. It's blind belief, folks. And the sad thing is, they're targeting the youth. They're teaching the youth one religion. They're teaching the youth one thing. I know. I was raised in Christian Science, and I still have a lot of respect for Christian Science, but the thing is, I wasn't exposed to other religions. I wasn't exposed to other beliefs. And thank God I took a look at other beliefs and realized how that I personally didn't want to take part in Christianity when I actually figured out what it said. And it's crazy because basically evangelism involves just scaring people into believing. Now, I understand there are good parts of Christianity, it teaches morals, blah blah blah. The thing is, it scares people into doing the right thing. It doesn't, people that are trying to evangelize tell people, well, aren't you afraid of going to hell? Why don't you change that? Why don't you join our church? Why don't you escape hell? And it really only proves the point that hell is made up to scare people. Hell is made up for evangelism. And, and heaven is just a promised thought, a promised idea that comes with evangelism, that comes with Christianity. Like, hey, if you follow this, if you don't question it, don't think, give up all logic, if you believe this with no thinking about it, just believe it, do everything it says, don't worry if it's discrimination, just believe it with no thought whatsoever, and you'll get into heaven. Now, obviously, they don't say it, but the thing is, they mask it. They mask the truth about it, and then they call it the truth. They talk about His truth, His power, His glory, and never once have I actually heard a logical reason why it's true, besides just, I have faith in it. And I mean, if somebody has faith in it, fine, that's all good. But the thing is, that bothers me, that upsets me the most, is that there's no tolerance. Now, I'm sure Christians complain. I hear them complain all the time that they discriminate against us Christians because we don't support gay marriage, and they're telling us that I have to support gay marriage, and that I have to be polite to homosexuals, and I can't tell them that they're wrong, and they're making fun of my belief, and they're telling me I'm wrong. What about tolerance? You know what? You want to talk, and all these Christians are just whining and complaining and talking about how people are discriminating against Christians. Let me give you some facts here. First of all, the Christians' view tends to win in most elections simply because it says so in the Bible. That's the reason that Proposition 8 passed in California, was because people were voting based on religion. I mean, no one cared about the fact that, well, this really isn't constitutional, or, maybe I believe in this, religiously, but we're supposed to separate church and state. But no, people just voted because that's what their religion tells them. And they'll say that there's a different reason, but it all boils down to the Bible. And no one seems to care about the separation of church and state. And so, if you want to talk about Christians being discriminated against, that is complete crap. Christians rule. Christians rule over all of us. The Christian position, though they don't get their way all the time, and thank God they don't get their way all the time, the Christian position tends to win out. And It's because of this evangelism, this scaring people into believing it. And it just needs to stop. Now, I'm not an atheist. I believe in God. But I think even God's disgusted by this fear-based religion. Why would God base where you would spend the rest of eternity on about 100 years, sometimes even less than 100 years, much less than 100 years? Why would he base it off of that? What logic is there? And there are lots of people out there who honestly say, you know what, I have full faith in the Bible, so even if I can't explain it, I'll believe it. And I don't know, but that's scary to me. That these people will believe just about anything just because they've been told so, just because that's what they've been taught as a kid, just because that's what people have told them. It's because they don't want to go to hell. And it's sad. It's absolutely sad. So people talk about evangelizing and how we can make a statement, make a difference, Yeah, let's go out and do it. Know how to make a difference. See, we can handle problems. Of course there are problems in the world. But we don't need Christianity to handle these problems. There are logical ways, practical ways to handle them that have been proved. I guess you could say they were proven to work. That they're actually sure to work. Whereas prayer, it does work in the sense of positive thinking. But one man's prayer, or even everyone's prayer, is not going to stop hunger. Food is going to stop hunger. It's almost like we pray because we're too lazy to actually do something. And don't get me wrong, I pray and all that, but I pray for the guidance of what to do. I don't just pray, God, take these hunger away from these people. I pray for what to do. I pray for guidance, and that's all we can do. And I also accept that I could be wrong. Why do you think it's the truth? Why are you so stuck up that you can't accept that you could possibly be wrong? And why is it that you can't just respect that other people don't agree? You just threaten them to go to hell, and I understand that a lot of Christianity is about love. I understand that. I do thank people who come to me in love, and I do thank those who are loving, but threatening people to that they're going to go to hell, and the disgusting actions, making gays be self-hating, making people just think that natural things are wrong, and just half of these people haven't even read the Bible, or they will read it and they'll just say, well, I have faith, or I can't just change this, I may not like it, but that's the truth. And if you took a couple minutes to just think, if you just took a little bit to actually think, I'm not saying you discover it's wrong, I'm saying just think about it. If it can't be explained, and that's not saying it's not true, but if there's no evidence, it's like trying to prove that there's a tooth fairy. I understand it's not the same. I understand that's an atheist argument that's commonly used. And it's not the same, but it really is, in a sense. If you're trying to prove the tooth fairy, you can't. But why can't we have faith in the tooth fairy? We can have faith, and frankly, a lot of people actually believe that when they're kids. Luckily, people aren't that idiotic, but that's probably because they were told it and they found it out. But, it is like that. Because there's not enough backing it to have faith in it. And enough experiences in our lives. God can be in your lives, but that doesn't mean the Bible is right. And we need to stop this bigotry and evangelism that the Bible is bringing. If you believe in Christianity, fine, I got all the respect for that. But please, just stop trying to force other people to believe it. Stop putting it in our laws. Just cut it off, believe what you want, and just be passive about it, and be tolerant, because that's what we need. We don't need more Christians, we need more tolerant people. I'm out. Peace.